this should be over here now. Alright. I think we're good to go. Should say no longer hosting in a second. There we go. Alright, so today we're going to be playing some normal mono white Death and Taxes in Legacy. I'm just re-editing my my data here. Guess I missed like the last couple of rounds of when did we play this? Friday? Yeah, Friday we 3-2'd. That sounds about right. Let me double check that. I believe we managed a 3-2 on Friday. There we go. Yeah. 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 0-2, and then a 1-2. Oh yeah, we lost the Death and Taxes. Oh yeah, we lost the Death and Taxes mirror to getting wrecked by post-war Thalias again, because that just always happens to me. Anyhow, let's go back. I still haven't done anything with the deck list that's too fancy. It's just like a pretty stock 75. I'm playing the Mindbreak Trap. I've talked about it a couple times. Just kind of to mitigate the losses to Storm a little bit. I've been kind of getting bodied by a lot of different Storm decks online via Ant or Tess. Ant is close, if not a little slightly favored for the Taxes, but Tess is just horribly unfavored. It also doubles as kind of extra hate against the fast combo deck, stuff like Red-Black Reanimator, which is kind of rough right now. I'm seeing a ton of it online. So rather than playing a third Surgical, we're kind of hedging our bets. The main deck is pretty normal. We're playing 3 Mirror Crusaders still. I know Phil and a couple other people have been starting to go down to 2 Revokers, playing like 2 Avengers. I think Phil's list is something like this right now, playing 3 Avengers. I've never been a huge fan of Sarah Avenger, but I mean, it's probably better nowadays. The Rise of Delver. And the 3 toughness can be much more relevant than 2 toughness a lot of the time. And obviously flying and stuff. But Mirror Crusader is better if you're trying to beat up Pile. Sarah Avenger is better if you're trying to beat up Delver, and then, you know, they have their ups and downs in certain matchups. But we're going to just kind of keep going, charge along with this relatively stock list. Let's just get into it. Trying to remember what happened at the end of... Oh, I guess I can't look at my data anymore. Because I didn't record like the last 2 matches, and... I mean, I did record them, but it didn't match up my, my total matches. Because I have, like, this extra column in case I don't fill out both things. I need to get a better spreadsheet thing. I remember Phil at some point was in chat and said to hit him up at some point, and he'd give me his spreadsheet, which I've never actually taken a look at, but I imagine it's a lot more in-depth than my random Google Excel file that I made to start recording data. It's very imprecise. Well, his hand sucks. Also, I think I watched Phil play against his opponent today, and I think they're on Red-Black Reanimator. Regardless, this hand is just atrocious, so I'm never going to keep it. Obviously, no lands, not good. As it turns out. Did I set the Stream Decker correctly? I hope so. Yeah, Stream Decker should be correct. Alright, never ever keeping this hand. Man, if my opponent is on Red-Black Reanimator, this hand was just never winning, right? We're on the draw, which means we're never going to be able to hit Grizzlebrand with this Revoker before it's relevant. But so many of my cards are not relevant in this matchup. It's mostly Caracas and Plow game 1, and sometimes Thalia, but usually not on the draw. think we're going to keep this on the basis that we are in the blind. I just have the inkling that my opponent's on red-black. I could be misremembering this anyway. And on a mull to 6, I think I'm supposed to just kind of keep a good hand. We'll bottom this, though. Yep. It could be Storm, technically, but... yeah, I think red-black Reanimator. This is not great. If they just pitch Grizzlebrand, have a fatty, we just die. Ooh, no fatty. That is good for me. They have just nothing but mana in their hand. That can give me time to find something. Unfortunately, Recruiter doesn't even like do a lot game 1 here. I'm probably going to flashback looting. Opponent drawing all 4 Lotus Petals. Not even a flashback looting? Did they just draw Entomb for the turn or something? Well, I don't think this Rishadenport's doing a lot. I think I just want to slam a Revoker and name Grizzlebrand. We're starting to build up the tools because we're approaching like the late game against red-black Reanimator, which I know sounds funny because we're on turn 2, but we're starting to build up to the point where we can actually survive some of the non-Grizzlebrandy creatures, so we kind of just want them to not draw a million cards. So we might just run out this, and then next turn, like, recruit Violent Thalia or something? Or maybe recruit a second Revoker if we need to. Grizzlebrand. Obviously, sniping 3 Lotus Petals would be super sweet. Opponent says rude. I think they might have thought I was going to name Lotus Petal, but opponent has, like, all the mana in the world already. Now they flashback looting? Sure. It might have been right to name Lotus Petal there, but I think 2 mana is basically all my opponent needs. Yeah, they found another reanimate spell, and they found this Chancellor. But we can beat a Chancellor pretty easily. We have this Cavern, too. So we can just cast a 3-drop through the Cavern. Opponent's not going to just... Opponent saying that I absolutely should have named Petal, which I'm not 100% on. But yeah, like I said, there's definitely a chance, but I can beat a non-Grizzlebrand creature. Like, this 4/6 is not scary at all. We have a lot of tools to just punish my opponent having 2 cards in hand and a 4/6. I just can cast Mirran Crusader here or recruit something. What would I even recruit? A Stoneforge? Violet in? What does that do for me? I could recruit another Revoker, which is useless. I could recruit a Thalia, which would be okay here. Opponent has 2 cards in hand, but opponent's just very far away from doing anything else. Like, probably just... I kind of want to cast Mirran Crusader, but my opponent's likely not going to attack. I feel like recruit's the smart option. Put this on human, so we can just cast a spell through the Chancellor. We already have a Flicker Wisp. We get Sanctum Prelate. I think I just want to get Thalia, honestly. Yeah, we'll just grab Thalia. We're just going to build up a much better board than my opponent is, and we also have, like, double port with a Vial on 3 next turn. So with Thalia in play, we might be able to just, like, lock my opponent out. 2-mana Thoughtseize. That's kind of annoying. They get to take Flicker Wisp now. So now we're at a standstill. They can't attack me, I can't attack through the Chancellor. Oh, that seems wrong. Okay, opponent. Ooh, that's a good draw. Yeah, opponent's not going to win this race. Not through double port. Not through this Mirror Crusader in my hand as well. I almost want to put this Sanctum Prelate on 2, but 1 seems so much better, since my opponent's pretty far from casting a 2-drop in general. I'll let my opponent see if they want to try to fetch. They need 2 mana to cast a 1-drop, though, so I might just want to put in Mirror Crusader anyway. Opponent's still attacking, knowing there's Mirror Crusader in my hand. This race does not favor them at all. Yeah, this is fine. They can't cast a 1-drop here. They have to be casting a Chrome Mox if they want to play anything. I think the opponent's realizing that. Yep. And we drew Plow. Alright, yeah, games. I think we would have been at a much more awkward standstill until I drew that Plow, and then I would have won the game, but I think if my opponent had just not attacked either of those 2 turns, they would have been in a much better position. Alright, let's board into 13 cards. Cut, like, all the equipment. The Avenger, the Mirror Crusaders, like 2 Flicker Wisps. I think this is what I usually board into. Yeah, this looks about right. All the relevant spells. Yeah, I think I keep this. We have a lot of answers. The way we lose this is the opponent like makes Grizzlebrand fast and Thoughtseizes me twice or something, but even then we can beat and Animate Dead and like 3 creatures, including the Shroud Island Walk thing or Archetype of Endurance. So now we don't have 6 because we want to feign Surgical Extraction. Discard Sire. Oh, that's not good. Oh, never mind. Alright, they can't reanimate turn 1, so that Sire does nothing now. Alright, dodged a bullet there. If they turn 1 Sire to me, then that could have gone horribly, but there's not a lot I could have done to beat that start. Unless I had exactly Surgical Extraction. Dark Rit, sure. Entomb, okay. Are they gonna like make a Grizzlebrand here? Yeah. Oh, Inkwell. We can beat an Inkwell. Deal. It does get to hit us for 7. Then we run the risk of getting sired. So it's actually a little dangerous here, but... Oh, I actually don't need to play this port, because I'm not going to port them. Because again, I absolutely do not want to get Sire of Insanity. So my thought process was I was going to port them, but that's insane. Hopefully they just try to sire me here. Thank you. Opponent didn't play land, but they have 2 cards in hand. I don't want to give them looting flashback, though, so we're going to plow it. Now we get a Recruiter for Containment Priest as well. Alright, this is seeming good for me. So we can't actually play the Containment Priest. So there will be one turn where we have shields down. We'll still have a Path to Exile up, so... Oh, never mind. They're probably going to Thoughtseize this Recruiter. I may just have to play Leonin Relic Warder for the beatdowns. Yeah, probably play Relic Warder, port Badlands. Assuming they take this Recruiter. Hand is pretty good, though. Managed to beat Inkwell Leviathan. What you got, opponent? Opponent tanking. I guess because it's not like a super obvious Thoughtseize. But I feel like they need to just take Recruiter and then try to find a Grizzlebrand to fight through all these removal spells. Because taking the Recruiter buys them time, because I don't get to go get Containment Priest, or even something like Thalia, which can punish them with this port. So they need to buy time, and they buy time by taking a Recruiter and trying to find a Grizzlebrand to reanimate. At some point, maybe they'll take it. If I draw a 5th land, I might even not play Recruiter, assuming they somehow don't take it. If I draw a 5th land, then I could just Recruiter and get Containment Priest in the same turn. Okay, yeah, they take it. We're just gonna tempo Relic Warder, unless we draw something better. I don't think this is better. I want to beat my opponent down. And tap their bad lands. Although they do have 3 lootings in the yard already. They could have Grim Lavamancer from the sideboard. And I think the green's probably only for stuff like Abrupt Decay. Oh, I think that's a good plan, right? They can't tutor anything. Wait. Oh, they could have tutored Grim Lavamancer if they had. They put forward in standard, don't I wish? This seems, like, not great for them. I don't know why they reanimated this if they weren't going to go tutor a Grim Lavamancer with it. Be down. If I draw Flicker Wisp too, it's just super good on this Recruiter. They could totally put Port in standard, right? Everyone's playing those stupid triple-colored cards anyway. Opponent really, I don't think, quite understands the concept of a race. I mean, if it's not blocking, it's attacking, but I just don't understand the point of reanimating this in the first place. Because it's not going to clock me. That's a good one. Punch. Tap that down. They have ice manipulators. Basically the same. Yes, exactly. We'll recreate Death and Taxes in Standard so we can stream it. It's the only way. We just play 4 icy manipulators, and I don't know what else. Death and Taxes for the win, hosting me with 61 viewers. Thanks. I appreciate it a lot. Hope your stream went well. Got to tune in for the first bit of it. Yeah, now the opponent just can't attack. And we should, yeah, we should definitely be fine. Opponent has a 1-1, and we have a 2-2 and a 2-1 with first strike. Still not sure why my opponent decided to reanimate my recruiter. If they weren't going to go get, like, a Grimlawfomancer. But now they should be pretty buried. Yikes, this is the best song of 2018. I cannot fight you because I don't know what that song is. I'm sorry. Yeah, opponent's dead. Very, very, very dead. Cool. We 2-0'd Red-Black Reanimator with some kind of questionable plays. Opponent got a little bit too aggressive, and I don't quite know why. We're getting back there, back up on my my match win percentage against Red-Black Reanimator. It dropped it all the way down to like 50%. Oh, yeah, I figured it was the new Kanye album. Not my cup of tea, but more power to whoever listens. I did see there was like a Reddit post that Kanye had like the top 7 of Spotify was all Kanye songs or something. Top 7 most viewed. No one is perfect. All right, let's beat up some more. Let's beat up some more players here. All right. Nightboat is our opponent. I would like to play first. What type of music am I into? I'm into like, I like rock, but like that's very generic and boring and nondescript. I don't listen to a lot of music right now. I'm mostly into podcasts in terms of what I listen to. Music has gotten kind of boring when you drive to work every day. I like to change it up. Yeah, so we're not keeping Sand. This hand's bad. This hand is, interesting. I figure you're a Venga Boys fan. You're saying all these words, and I don't know what any of them mean. I feel like an old person. Although in reality, I'm just, like, not even a little bit on track of, like, modern-day trends. That's just all over my head. So yeah, we'll keep this. This is a weird hand. It's good. Turn 2 Thalia. What is the opponent doing? I 10,000% know what they... Really? Do I? Google these people are. Six Flags song. So opponent's a preordained deck with Volcanic Island, so likely just Show and Tell variant. Which means the Sanctum Pearl is going to be good if we had a third land. It also means the Thalia is just going to be very good right now. Did they sing the Six Flags song, really? Like the really old one with that weird dancing bald guy in it? Yeah, opponent Force of Wills, pitching Spell Pierce. Yep. So the opponent's definitely on Sneak, or Show and Tell variant, whatever. Omni Sneak is the traditional thing that everyone plays right now. So if we cast and resolve the Sanctum Prelay next turn, we should be fine. Alright, well we didn't, so we'll just play the Stoneforge instead and then hope we don't die. But they chose not to shuffle, so I'm a little scared. But they might have just been trying to hit a land drop. What did they do with the Preordain? Top, bottom, okay. Let's grab Batterskull, we're so land light. And realistically, this game's over if we don't draw a land in the next couple of turns before they kill us. My podcast is Jerry. I don't know any of the things you're saying. None of it. Don't listen to all of them personally. Gotcha. I just listen to like people having fun doing whatever. The McElroy brothers are a personal favorite of mine. My brother and me in the Adventure Zone. Alright, so we might be dead. I'm just casting Sneak Attack here. Or Show and Tell Sneak Attack plus red mana. Never mind, we're not dead. Don't know why they played City of Traders then. So if they just Show and Tell Omniscience, have Emrakul, we lose. But if they Show and Tell Omniscience and MMA podcast and pro wrestling ones, I get you. That makes sense. Some hype stuff when you work out. So if the opponent, I don't know. Okay, sweet. We do 3 Swords of Plowshares against Sneak, so that's pretty good. Not even bothering to attack, because we might as well put in this Batterskull. We won that match, okay? We didn't get pounded that badly. Alright, yeah, opponent sneak attacking and putting in an Emrakul and killing me. With the Grizzlebrand, we get to Swords it. Get him. No, that's an Emrakul. We're technically not dead. If we draw like a runner, land, actually we need to draw like 2 lands and a Revoker. Yeah. What was the name of that deck? Oh, you guys named it like 4 different... That's an understatement. You guys named it like 10 different things. Big places. I don't know. Alright. Opponent. Yep. I'm dead. I'm dead, opponent. You got me. Bummer. If we did that land drop... Actually, if we did that land drop, it wouldn't have mattered, because I would have definitely put that Sanctum Prelate on 3. Well, maybe definitely is a strong word. They passed with 3 mana open and did not try to kill me, so I guess the likelihood of them having the Show and Tell was pretty low, so I might have wanted to play around Sneak Attack. I'm gonna check the VOD just to find the name. Okay. So now we bring in our Show and Tell hate. Cut all these terrible Swords to Plowshares. And like a Mirran Crusader. This looks fine. Would like to play first. Yasin seems pretty good. A lot of attacking my opponent's mana and a Thalia. That seems excellent. We can use a second white for this Council's Judgment. but... So if they play non-basic, I think I'm going to Wasteland it. I might actually... Ooh, never mind. We're going to cast Thalia regardless. Opponent decides to force my Vial. So we're just going to slam Thalia. Didn't I board all these out? I think maybe I only boarded one out. Because I cut like 4 Source of Plowshares. So I'm going to have another counter? Oh, they just want to cast a Brainstorm in response. Well, we have... Hopefully... Maybe they'll play a non-basic. We get to like Wasteland port them. Nope. We will just port them. And then draw more white-white creatures. Get them. Fortunately, they're actually Brainstorm locked. At least for this last turn. And we can Wasteland that. And we can just keep cutting them off of blue mana. We also drew second white source if we want to ever cast these Mirror Crusaders. Which I probably don't, because I probably just want to start double porting my opponent. Opponent found more land. I'm definitely going to double port the opponent here, so playing the Caracas doesn't do anything, since I'll be tapping it and just revealing the fact that I have it. So next turn I'll play the Caracas. Oh no, opponent has white mana. I wonder if this Thalia is a good enough clock. Big white rugs. That's not even the right colors, is it? Oh no, that is the right colors. It wasn't. They weren't playing black. I forget what that list was, or the deck name was on my spreadsheet. It's probably like 4 color, 3 drops. Opponent casting Sneak Attack. Well, I hope they don't have a counter for this Council's Judgment. Yeah, this is my only play. Oh, they can't, yeah, because I have this Thalia in play. They can't cast a counter. We have this Flickerwisp to beat like an Omniscience or something. Unless they go off at instant speed in response to the trigger. So feeling pretty good here. Pyroclasm, that's rude. Give me my Thalia back. Is it even worth replaying this Thalia? I want to present Lethal. 4-color big boys. That's a reasonable name. Opponent has... I guess, actually, the opponent can only use one of these Ancient Tombs, so they only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 mana. So it's probably worth playing, like, Thalia plus Stoneforge here. Leave up Caracas. The Stoneforge gives us lethal here still with, like, put in and equip sort of Fire and Ice. We still have Caracas to protect Thalia. We still have Caracas up to bounce something that they do. If they have, like, Sneak Attack. Alright, yeah, they did. Cool, 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 cool. So the opponent has Pyroclasm in their deck, which is nice to know. Oftentimes these decks just play Cost Extra turn over Pyroclasm completely, which makes Mother of Runes a lot worse, but now Mother of Runes is confirmed decent value. We did draw like the 2, I think the 2 worst cards in our deck during that. After our really good 7, we just drew the 2 most useless cards. But we did okay. I mean, we had a ton of mana denial, which was very good against my opponent, who didn't have a lot to go on there. They had to manually hit land drops with a bunch of non-fetch lands and had, like, no cantrips. This hand's pretty good. Not sure if I'm supposed to Stoneforge or Canonist on 2. Might be Canonist, but you can always just put in the Canonist off of their Omniscience. I guess we lead with Rashadenport. It's going to be a real bummer if they actually Blood Moon me with this hand. But I don't want to give away the Caracas. What's the worst I could have? How could I get punished here? I don't think I can really get punished here. It's very unlikely that they have 2 Lotus Petals plus Soul Land for sneak attack. And again, hiding the Caracas is good value because sometimes they try to go for just show and tell inning, putting in an Emrakul or a Grizzlebrand off of show and tell. Then you just get to basically get rid of their show and tell for free. Pondering again. Chooses not to shuffle. So the opponent still has forces in their deck, which makes sense because they just need to stall killing my stuff. We don't have second white for Prelate, which is not great. I think we'll just play Canonist. They could force this, but we have a lot of other reasonable hate cards, so I'm not terribly concerned. It also prevents them from cantripping multiple times during their turns, which is probably why my opponent's brainstorming right now. Also probably trying to find a force. But since they can't brainstorm into a Ponder or Preordain on their turn, they're limited to once per turn interactions. Yep, that was the Blood Moon I was talking about being really bad for me. We'll cast our spells. We are going to name Sneak Attack. Because we're dead to a Grizzlebrand even if it's just a 7/7. So we need to turn off them sneak attacking for Emrakul or something. And hope to beat them down with these idiots. Or just draw basic planes. What's my plan here? Recruit what? Recruit a Containment Priest, maybe? Or Stoneforge for Sword. If I Stoneforge for Sword, next turn I have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So still, it'll probably be 2-turn lethal regardless. Flickerus was uncastable, so that's pretty worthless. I could get a Thalia, but my opponent has a ton of mana already. I think I want a Containment Priest, just because my opponent might have a Pyroclasm at any moment, and I don't want to get like super blown out by it. So if they wipe my board, at least I'll have a little bit of hate left over after they Pyroclasm me. The opponent just forces this. Cool. Pitching Omniscience. I guess Omniscience is worse with Ethersworn in play. Their plan is to just show and tell in a fatty at this rate. We could Council Judgment this Blood Moon. Not sure how much I actually care about that. Could put Prelate on 2 here to beat Pyroclasm, but I don't think the opponent has it. I think they would have just cast it this turn if they had a Pyroclasm. So putting Prelate on 3 beats Show and Tell. We have Sneak Attack locks down, so I think Prelate on 3 and hope my opponent... Although it doesn't actually set up lethal. Whereas playing Stoneforge does set up lethal. So that's a little tricky. My opponent doesn't have anything. I assume they have show and tell and they're looking for the fatty, though. So maybe playing Signet Pearl is just the safe play. We can beat a fatty, though. Because, yeah, now we can beat a fatty. Never mind. Because they're at 7, they can't draw cards off of Grizzlebrand, and we can cast this Council's Judgment to kill it. Or an Emrakul, even. So we just can go for lethal here, I think. I got nothing, opponent. But you could be dead. They just cast a cantrip here or something. Do they have the show and tell? They do. So we get to put in Prelate here. And they put in a Grizzlebrand. So we just put this... Oh, we don't put this on 3, because I'm not an idiot. We put this on, like, 2, I guess? To beat a bounce spell or something, because we definitely need to cast this Council's Judgment. They can't draw cards. We Council... I guess I could put it on 5 to beat Force of Will, honestly. That's probably not unreasonable. Yeah, I kind of like that. And we just drew Containment Priest. Okay. I guess they only had 1 card left in hand after that, so maybe that was dumb. But I don't think there was a lot my opponent could have done to win that game at that point. Two 2-1. That was good. Losing game 1 is always a little dicey against that deck, since they definitely can kill you out of nowhere. Alright. Let's get back in for round 3. We've had a decent matchup so far. Red-Black Reanimator is scary, but my opponent was kind of unlucky and kind of played a little odd. That opponent just got pretty unlucky. I guess the Blood Moon wasn't horrendous. We have like 12, 11 basic planes, something like that. We did rattle off 2 off the top of the deck, but we only needed the 1 anyway. No, we needed the 2nd. We needed to Council's Judgment them. Yeah. So if I played it on 3 there, yeah, I just would have been a turn. I would have been a turn slower and let them find something like Pyroclasm to win. If I just cast Prelate there instead. This hand's fine. We have Vile and reasonable creatures. It's a little dirtily, but hands with Vile are very hard to pass up. Verdant Catacombs. Turbo Depths? L? Nope. Lands. Okay. That's fine. We have our Prelate. Wait, what? Oh. Hang on. This is a wild ride of a turn 1. They're on, that, 4-color loam. There we go. We got there. My brain took me a little bit to get all the way there. Opponent draws 2 cards. Aggressive. Opponent just planning on like burying me with their advantage right now. Nope, they're just gonna cycle a Tranquil Ticket and then loam. No, then abrupt became my Vile. It's a little sad. I guess we revoke this Mox Diamond. It's better than most of my plays here. Like Wasteland plus Mother of Runes, but I don't like wastelanding against a deck that could possibly just cast Life from the Loam next turn. I'd like to get this Sanctum Prelate on 2 first, to protect against stuff like Punishing Fire, more Abrupt Decays, Life from the Loams, then we can try to attack their mana base after. But even if they cast Loam like this turn, they just have so many lands. I gotta Punishing Fire my guy. Okay. Please don't Loam. Oh, that's not great. Not the worst. But at least we can turn off this Punishing Fire with Sanctum Prelate. As long as they don't flip like Liliana the Veil here. Or already have it in their hand. Green Sun. What's that find them here? Knight? Is there... Oh, they just have a Knight. Cool. So we could revoke the Knight, we could revoke the Mox Diamond and, like, Wasteland them, but how am I going to beat this Knight? I could Wasteland them, revoke the Diamond, and play Mother of Runes, but I wouldn't be surprised if they have a Cabal Pit in their deck, honestly, for this Knight, which is scary. So I think I might want to actually revoke Knight here, and then Wasteland them in Mother of Runes. That seems more reasonable. This is turn 4, so they did miss a land drop. So they are actually out of lands, for now. I mean, the Star Confidant will probably draw them into more, but... Maybe I don't even want to Wasteland them. Since my lands might actually be more important than my opponents, since I need to catch up in play. Knight of... There are a lot of Knight of Thes. Knight of the Reliquary. I guess, regardless, I'm always going to have 3 mana here. So yeah, let's Wasteland. Takes them off of a... Doesn't really take them off of a color, but... This takes them off of Liliana. This doesn't really take them off of anything. Since I've already turned off the Punishing Fires. If they kill the Sanctum Prelate, I think I just lose, because I can't beat this Punishing Fire anyway. So let's shoot the Bayou. I'm going to take a healthy hit from this this Knight, but then we should have Mother of Runes to hopefully block it. Oh, there's your Deluge? Alright, we're dead. I don't think we can beat Deluge. They just Deluge for 2 here. Hit me with a Knight. And then I can't beat this Punishing Fire. Yep. Basically my nightmare. Can't recruit anything that can beat Punishing Fire. I think we're just dead. I'll recruit something. A Stoneforge, maybe? A Mother of Runes, perhaps? Yeah, this is not looking great. I mean, like I said, if they answer Sanctum Prelate, I think I just die on the spot, so... Looks like we are dying. Or we're having Mother of Runes. If they don't hit more land drops, we might be able to pair it with a card. Like, next turn draw land, play Wisp plus Mom. Although, this does kind of make them mana. Maybe they'll misclick. Oh, now they can't, right? Yeah, now they can't pay 4. Yeah, I think we're very, very dead. But I'm really not attacking me with this 9/9. They're just gonna keep getting value instead. Please end my suffering, opponent. Opponent still has this green sun in hand too. And they have Punishing Fire up. Maybe they won't notice. We'll slip it in real fast here. Even if they didn't, even if they let me flicker this, I'm pretty sure I'm still very dead. Yeah, that deluge was really a bummer. Alright, I've had enough. We are getting thoroughly smashed. Let's sideboard some cards, like Rest in Peace, and Council's Judgment, and Leonin Relic Warder, maybe? Containment Priest, maybe? They have Green Sun in their deck. Paths. These are all cards that I could see, even like Cataclysms. I hate bringing in Surgical against 4-color Loam, but sometimes it is necessary just because Punishing Fire beats you up so badly. First of all, let's cut the bad cards. Mirror Crusader is awkward here because it dies to a Punishing Fire, unlike Saravenger, but it blocks all their, like, dopey green idiots really well. Again, there's this weird tension of playing against this deck that is Maverick with Punishing Fires in it, because it's like, oh, Sword Fire is really bad against Maverick. The protections are irrelevant, but protection from Punishing Fire is very relevant all of a sudden, and that is, like, easily the hardest card to beat. GTA might be bad. Opponent doesn't play Mana Dorks because they're a Chalice deck. They could have, like, Dryad Arbor and stuff, but GTA seems, like, possibly just worse than Sword and Batterskull. Maybe Cataclysm might be, like, kind of bad. They just keep a Knight or something. It does kill their Planeswalkers or whatever, but Cataclysm doesn't really help me get out of the Punishing Fire lock if they're, like, casting Loam every turn. Let's keep bringing in these. Relic Order hits Mox Diamond and Sylvan Library and whatever random garbage they have going on. Postboard. We'll try something like this. I think we do want to cut Crusader. We can beat a Knight, especially with all these removal spells we're boarding in. I think Mirror Crusader is just, like, too bad. I guess GTA kills Bob, but again, boarding in a pile of removal. Let's try this. I would like to play first. If this was a basic Plains, I'd be considering this a lot more. My opponent is a Wasteland deck who can just aggressively Wasteland me off with my one white source, and then I die. So Prolapse not going to be slam dunk like it is against lands. I think I'm supposed to ship this. Alright. This hand is weird. I don't want a second file. We're basically proclaiming to the heavens, please abdicate my Aether Vial. Nope, turn on Bob, which I cannot path. Never mind, we're gonna path the crap out of that. Get out of here, Bob. I think the opponent's deck usually plays like one forest. They did fetch the forest last game, so I know they play at least the one basic. That's rude. That is a terrible draw. Put this on Human hits Segnum Prelate. Elemental actually hits, like, everything else. And I might actually just be tutoring for Flicker Wisps here, since I have this mom online. Fading a board wipe. Time to just go get a bunch of Flicker Wisps. If they just wasteland me here, it's a disaster. Night. So we're getting wastelanded next turn. Worse yet, we could be just getting Cabal Pitted next turn. Cabal Pit beats Mother of Runes. We don't have an answer for this. We're gonna keep grabbing Flicker Wisps. If my opponent decides to wasteland me here, then we have a chance to draw another land. And we still have this Flicker Wisp to help beat down. And that's one extra turn we get before they Cabal Pit me. That's not great. I'm gonna sack this Recruiter. At least the Flicker Wisp can kill it. For a second there, I thought it was Zealous Persecution, but then I realized they would have cast that first. But that's also bad. You know, does the opponent... No, the opponent can't activate Cabal Pit here. And also they're not wastelanding me, which is odd. Don't know what they're... Are they gonna, like, maze me? They might have a Maze of Ith. Yeah, that's what it's looking like. Yep. So let's Wisp my Wisp. What don't I want them to have here? The Bob or the Knight? I think I'm more scared of the Knight than the Bob. Obviously, they're both horrible for me, but the Knight... This protects me from getting wastelanded. Oops, I was supposed to wasteland them first before they untapped, but it shouldn't matter a lot. Yeah, especially if I just waste this maze. What do they reveal? A land, sure. I have Liliana fodder already. Might actually be more relevant to pitch this Batter Skull. I'm gonna pitch the Aether Vial. What does the opponent have? 4 mana? Oh dear. This is just another Knight. Alright, opponent's got like 2 8/8 Knights, so that's pretty terrifying. Opponent's got 1 8/8 Knight, so that's still pretty terrifying. Attack Lily, attack your face. Plow a Knight, give them infinite food, infinite life for this Dark Confidant. Let's let this Bob flip another land. Supporting them just does not matter. I don't know why they're floating that much mana. Qualpa just costs 1 to activate, right? Yeah, it's just one. Alright. Opponent's mystery card was just Abrupt Decay, and they go get the Cabal Pit, sure. Yeah, we're very dead. This matchup's can be pretty dicey. For sure. And we drew the one card that we cannot cast. I guess we could also not cast like Council's Judgments here. It's not like the one card. Does this one have lethal? 14, 15. They have a Windswept in hand, I believe, so we should be dead. Nope. I mean, putting me in a 2 with 3 lethal creatures is pretty good too, even if they don't have. Yeah. We died. We died pretty bad. We just got beat up. Not particularly close. 4-color Loam. That was only the second time I've ever played against 4-color Loam online. I 2-0'd it last time? Oh no, I 0-2'd last time. So now I'm 0-4. That makes sense. The 4-color Loam matchup is definitely, like most decks with Punishing Fire, are definitely a very scary matchup. You can't just like punish those decks like you can with the Punishing Fire decks like you can against lands. Like my opening hand game 1 against lands would have won not particularly close. But against 4-color Loam, they have other forms of interaction. They're not just leaning into playing a pile of lands and these Punishing Fires and grinding you out. Because they could have stuff like Toxic Deluge or Cabal Pit. Like very easy and tutorable answers. Even if they didn't have the Toxic Deluge game 1, they could have used the Knight, go get the Cabal Pit, the Sanctum Prelate, and then they could start Punishing Firing my guys. So yeah, most decks with Punishing Fire, like Punishing Thieves, the Punishing Grixis deck. That's a horrible matchup. 4-color Loam. Fair decks with Punishing Fires are a real bummer. But at the same time, that game 2 showcased that, like, you're dying horribly to Punishing Fire, but it's so awkward to board in Surgical because it's so not good. Surgical would have been horrible that game 2. Would have done nothing. Would have paid 2 life, shrink my opponent's Knight by, like, 2 if I can hit a fetch land twice. Opponent does not rely on their graveyards very heavily. But the fact that Rest in Peace can shrink Knights, turn off Threshold, and also beat Punishing Fire is why you can bring in something like Rip. But Surgical is just so narrow that it's a tough card to bring in just because you're so soft at Punishing Fire. Playing against Sloth. Well, his hand is unkeepable. Yeah, nothing to say about this hand. It's just really bad. No lands, yada yada. This hand's better. We're hoping we're not playing against something unfair. Well, even some of the fair decks, we might just get wastelanded into this game. We need that. My opponent goes Underground Sea Deathrite Shaman. This hand is not shaping out to be great. Although if my opponent goes Scalding Tarn Pass, I think my hand's shaping up to be even worse. Because now I feel like I'm much more likely to die. And none of my cards matter except for Friction Revoker on Sneak Attack or LED or something. Could be Miracles, though. Or, like, check. Oh, Miracles. Okay. It kind of sucks against Miracles, too, but... Yeah, I think we'll just, like, play Phyrexian Revoker here. Opponent is probably leaving up a counterspell of some kind. I'd rather try to get this Mystic to resolve. We're just gonna name Jace the Mind Sculptor here. Opponent might be showing up to cast a Mentor and beat my face in, though. Which could get real ugly. Basic Plains, Plow the Revoker. Yep. Makes sense. Maybe I am supposed to cast Stoneforge there, since my opponent does not want to fetch a Tundra. This could be good. They just like snap Plow or Plow this again, untap Jace, we're just so dead. But we can't beat that regardless of what we do. If they just counter my spell, untap, play Jace or something, we're just totally boned. I don't think I want to play Stoneforge yet. Since I don't have a vial, I need to be like really mana efficient. Eventually, hopefully, I'll hit 5 lands. And I can double spell. Like, snap Plow this, or just Plow it again. Basic Island, fetch, Basic Island. Ooh, no. Okay, they're gonna Brainstorm first. Now they can't snap Plow. They could just have the second Plow. Let's fetch another Basic Island. Alright. No removal on my thing is okay. Really want an Aether Vial, but it's a little bit too late for that. They could just play Jace minus on the Crusader still. Probably still good enough. That's what it looks like. Yeah. Alright, well at least they don't get the activation. I'm trying another land here. Flickros doesn't do anything. Stoneforge, the only thing I could cast would be GTA alongside it. Mirror Crusader is the only thing that threatens to kill this if they don't find a Swords of Plowshares or a removal spell of some sort. So we're just gonna replay it. We're probably not gonna win this game though. Our hand was just very clunky. We just let Miracles basically set up their turn 4 Jace without putting up a struggle. Maybe the opponent won't find a removal spell with a Ponder and a Jace Brainstorm, and whatever other cantrips they might have. Chooses not to shuffle. Not a good sign. Brainstorms. Another Plow. Yep. Alright, so at least we can double spell here. Unfortunately, the problem is that our spells suck. Flickers does nothing. Recruiter doesn't pressure the Jace enough to be able to play here. I could Recruiter or Evoker, actually. That might be reasonable. I mean, not reasonable, but good enough, I guess. I'm just gonna force a will that, sure. Pitching, force. Yeah, okay, we're dead. We are not winning this game, but I'm not terribly... Like, I enjoy the Miracles matchup. It definitely can get interesting. We just kind of mulligan to do a pile of garbage. This is the second Jace brainstorm. How many brainstorms did they say before you lose the game? It's like 3 or 4. One has 6 mana now. They could like mentor me? Be a quick clock. Nope. No, they're just brainstorming, fetching away, and then doing another brainstorm. Now they have mentor. Okay. Oh, no, back to basics. Okay, that's fine. Our spells aren't particularly good anyway. The triple threat. Please don't Forge Mystic. I think at this point we just have to go get Batter Skull, right? Because we don't have any mana. Opponent has 2 cards in hand. They kill it. I think we just concede anyway. We're just not going to beat this Jace. Brainstorm number 3. This is about the time where we lose. With triple Flicker Wisp in hand, we might actually be able to kill it after they get their 4th activation. Which is already horrible, but... Oh. Wow, main deck Gideon. I'm probably not going to be able to beat that. Pondering after all that? Sure. Opponent's not killing my Stoneforge. Oh, never mind, they're killing my Stoneforge. Down 3rd plow, cool. So if we don't draw a land to play a Flickerous this turn, I think we're just super dead. Alright, well, we're still somewhere. I don't know where we are, but... Flickering any of these things does nothing, so we'll kill their knights. We'll run out of plows eventually, right? They've cast 3, but they could... they still have Snapcasters, and they still have the 4th plow, and plenty of other removal spells. They haven't cast a single Terminus yet. Is this the Mentor? No, this is Council's Judgment. They're just gonna punch me? Alright, not terribly concerned with that. Play another Stoneforge. The question is, do I want to try and flicker out this Jace to stop them from getting an activation? And the answer might be no. I might just need to hold on to this Flickerous to play around stuff like Terminus. That's what they do here, I suppose. If they snap plow my Stoneforge, I'll just flicker it. That's what it looks like. You gotta let the trigger resolve first. There we go. So now I'll just save the Stoneforge, I guess. And since they did this in end step, we actually get the Stoneforge back on their end step. So we get to hopefully play around Terminus or some such. We don't have enough mana to play and equip Sword unless we draw a land, though. Yep, it's like the 5th Jay's Brainstorm or something. And then casting a Ponder. Portent, sure. I assume they're going to shuffle because they just brainstormed and that's why they targeted themselves? Yeah. Otherwise, I think they would have targeted me. Did you go get Umezawa's Jite here, for what that's worth? Could help beat a Monastery Mentor down the line or something. Night Ally, hit me with the Snapcaster. Sure, sure. So now we get Stoneforge back. We grab the 3rd and final equipment in our deck. Sure, they draw a card. Now we have Flicker Wisp up to protect our Flicker Wisp. We can actually play equip Sword of Fire and Ice, too. Don't know how good that is, though. I think I'd rather just put in Batterskull or something. Let's attempt to kill the Jace, at least. Please die. No. The 4th Swords to Plowshares. Let's save the Flicker Wisp. This is actually telling me a good deal about their deck, though. I don't think they have Mentors, or at least a lot of them in their deck. Which is good, because usually I like to cut Plow against non-Mentor Miracles. They have not Terminus me once, though, which I'm terrified of. So I think I just have to flicker my own Flicker Wisp. Just to protect it from getting board wiped. Rather than flickering their Jace. Again, they're going to get like the 6th activation or some nonsense, but they've not Terminus me once, and they've brainstormed 5 times. Or I guess 6 now. 7, 8? 8 brainstorms, 2 ponders, and a portent. So now we can put in either Sword of Fire and Ice or Batterskull, depending on how this turn plays out. I don't like that. I think they're setting up Terminus now. Which means I probably want to put in Sword. And also probably flicker out my own Flicker Wisp here on end step. Oh no, they shuffled. Punch. Is this just... Am I being set up? I feel like this is not the time to... I mean, I guess I just put a Batterskull. Eat the Knight, right? Or eat the Snap, right? If they want to, like, main deck Verdict me or something, I still have the Flickers coming back, so the Flickers can flicker the Batterskull after, so... Fire Skull, I guess? See what they have. Sure. Don't know what my opponent is doing. You're gonna kill my germ? Because I'm totally fine with that. Opponent. We're gonna kill the snap even though it has less toughness. We want it in the graveyard in case they do Terminus. They don't get a snap back in their deck. They deal the same amount of damage, and my life total is not super relevant right now. Alright, we gain 2 life. They make another knight, okay. They have 4 cards in hand and 4 mana up, so it's going to be tricky trying to kill one of these Planeswalkers next turn. I don't know what I want to Flicker Wisp here. It might just be my own Flicker Wisp to keep playing around these removal spells, or these board wipes. But it makes it so much harder to kill this Jace if I do that. Since then I only have this, I have to go all in on this one Flicker Wisp to hit the Jace, with them having 4 cards in hand. Let's kill the Knight Ally. I don't think, they can't Terminus me right now. They don't know what their top card is. They shuffled. Oh no, they brainstormed. They do know what their top card is, and they've cast Portent this turn. Okay, no, yeah. No, we need to flicker our own Flicker Wisp. I forgot about that interaction. They shuffled with the Portent, but they could brainstorm to Terminus back to the top. So now they draw a card here, which is not a Terminus. I'm so confused. Rashad Port. So I could put in an Equip Sword. I could play an Equip Sword to Stoneforge to have 3 lethal things. It tapped down my Karakas and my Port. But it gives me 3 lethal attackers at Jace, rather than just 1, which is just this Wisp, because one of them gets jump blocked. I like that plan, honestly. I don't think my lands are very important here. So Stoneforge is actually going at my opponent's face, because if the Stoneforge connects, I still get to kill the Jace. This is obviously going at the Jace, and so is this. Yeah, we really want to kill this Jace. I don't really care that much about the Gideon. They're gonna predict into the Terminus? No, they drew a card for turn. Snapcaster. Snap Plow actually saves their Jace still. Yeah, they can just Snap Plow with a Flicker Wisp, Chump Block with the Knight and the Snap. Yep. And then they block here, block here. They lose both their guys. They're still 4 cards in hand, so... Now what am I doing with this Flicker Wisp as it comes back? I might just have to hit this Jace now. Just not let them draw another card with it. Let's Flicker Wisp their Jace. I got nothing. Opponent knows I have GTA as my last card in hand. So I can't, like, bluff anything with Aether Vial. They could just hard cast Harness at this rate, though, and then we just lose. That's 3 mana. Do they have a Mentor? They do. Interesting. And they have Preordain. Suddenly they're a Mentor deck. The first literal half of their deck has been all these not Mentor cards. Just been very traditional miracles. I'm just waiting until they entreat me and then just super, super dead, but... Sure. All these cantrips, it just makes a bunch of knights. We might be able to kill Jace here. They've cast all their plows. Can we actually kill the Jace? They won't be able to block very profitably either. I have a 4-4 and a 3-4 attacking them, and they've cast all their spells right now, so prowess would be hard to trigger. One, two, three, four. Yeah, they've cast 4 plows. We do have 2 knight allies. Jace comes back. I could get a connect with the Flicker Wisp, but actually, maybe that's more relevant than killing the Jace is killing the Mentor? Oh, God. Is that correct? Probably not now. We just have GT to kill the Mentor? Let's see here. So I attack Jace and attack their face with the other 2. They're probably just going to block the Stoneforge with 2 knights. So let's equip the GT to the Germ, since the Germ's more likely to live through this turn, so waste less mana next turn. Because I would like to be able to re-equip this sword to like the Flicker Wisp next turn. Oh, they're going to force the GT? Interesting. Well, that's actually horrible for me. Hang on. Because now all the things have the prowess trigger. So now I can't even kill the Mentor. It's not even worth attacking with anything now but the Wisp. Wisp at Jace. This could get ugly. Just making sure it's attacking Jace. Yeah, that's the only thing that can attack now. Yeah, that would have been horrible for me. I was not playing around a Force of Will. This is an extremely long game 1, to be fair. Managed to take the Jace off the board. That was on the board on turn 4. We killed it on turn 11. I'm F6ing. I got nothing, opponent. Go to town. They could, like... They might just emblem their Gideon here, honestly. Oh, God. 1, 2... It's their last Brainstorm. I would not be surprised at a Gideon emblem. It protects the Mentor from sort of Fire and Ice trigger to kill it. They're just chaining more cantrips. How many Ponders have they used? 1, 2, 3. So that's their last Ponder as well. How many Portents? 2? I don't think they usually play 4 in this deck. I could be wrong. Played 1 Preordain. That's 1 Force, 2 Force, 3 Forces. They fished a counterspell. What the fuck? This is just a main deck Hoofprints of the Stag in this person's Miracles deck. When you draw a card, you put a hoofprint counter on it, and you can remove 4 hoofprint counters. I guess it's really good with like Brainstorm, and you make a 4/4 flying elemental. It's basically an angel. I'm waiting for the Gideon emblem here. This is interesting tech. I'll say that. I don't know what it's good against. We're also very, very, very dead. Yep, emblem. Opponent punches me for a lot. I wonder if stack blocking the Mentor is worth it here. We can just eat the 2 Knight Allies, but then I take 25. If I stack block the Mentors, I take 18 plus 6, 24. Lose one of my things, and then when you draw 5th land to like Batter Skull up the Flicker Wisp, and then we're still very, very dead probably. Yeah, I think we just need to take this off the table. Opponent wants to kill the Batter Skull, okay. So we need to draw a land. And even then, I think we're just dead if they draw a single non-creature spell. Sure, Hoofprints trigger, why not? Oh yeah, because these are all 2/2s anyway, because of the Gideon emblem. It's all bluff. It doesn't even have Terminus in his deck. I mean, he's got 18 cards left. We've seen literally 2/3 of my opponent's deck. And they haven't cast a single Terminus. Like, obviously they wouldn't at this point, but... opponent's deck is just wild. Alright, so Batter Skull... Not coming to the party. Equip Flicker Wisp. We're super dead, right? We just take 8 million damage. I'll go down kicking at least. That Force of Will on the GTA, if that hadn't happened, I think this would have been a very, very different game, honestly. I'm gonna name as far as I know, first time in Legacy history, I'm going to name Hoofprints of the Stag with my Phyrexian Revoker. Possible first time ever. We just never got to see Terminus. Opponent's just playing blue-white control with Portents. Chase the Mind Sculptor. So many prowess triggers. Yeah, sure. Jace resolves. Deal. So I'm definitely shaving down plows to a very small amount. Considering my opponent has played 1 Mentor in the top 2/3 of their deck. They play anywhere from like 0 to 4. So the more Mentor aggressive ones, I like to keep them more plows. I'm very dead, but by all means, keep showing me more of your cards. Unexpectedly absent, sure. Attack for ultra lethal. Opponent might not even be able to finish game 2 here. Minus 23. Jeez. That was a game. That was a game of Magic the Gathering. Do I need to bring in Leona Reliquar to beat Hoofprints of the Stag? But realize realistically. Cut like 2 plows, Jite, and probably like a Crusader? Avenger? Probably Crusader. Crusader doesn't get chump blocked, or Avenger doesn't get chump blocked by Snapcaster mages when you're trying to get like sword triggers and such. Jite might actually be better than a plow. It's debatable. Yeah, I think I'll leave in 2 plows. It's probably fine. Opponent with just the most unusual. Shouldn't you keep in the plows just to make sure he can't beat you in 6 minutes? That's fair. Let's do that real fast before. I'll just cut. Oh, no. No, too late. That might be playing to the clock. I'm not used to. I always, like, don't think about the clock in terms of an advantage in this game, even though it definitely is when my opponent's super down on clock. You definitely just want to not die on turn 3. Speaking of not dying on turn 3, I think we actually... Oh, this hand's so bad, though. We have Mom into Port into, like, Crusader? What does this do? It doesn't do anything. 5 lands. Oh. Okay, never mind. Maybe we should have kept the 7 on the grounds of not dying in 6 minutes, because this hand does actual nothing. So now we just go like die on a mulligan to 5, exactly. Well, this hand is a lot worse than my 7, that's for sure. These Mirror Crusaders are haunting me. I don't think I'm supposed to keep that 7, though. Maybe I'm supposed to keep that 7 when my opponent has 6 minutes on the clock, but that 7 was very, very much not good at all. Which means we're running lands, and we'll be probably still dead. Unless my opponent keeps casting 20-second Ponders. Alright, we'll put this on human. Play Phyrexian Revoker on Jace the Mind Sculptor. Alright. It's an okay draw, actually. If we hit a 3rd land, like another white source, we might be able to beat a Mentor or something. If my opponent's plan is just to slam Mentor on turn 3 in hopes they can kill me. No. It's actually a decent pickup here. Please don't counter my Aether Vial. Thank you. Sure. Of note, if we do win this on time, I'm pretty sure I'm going to record it as a loss. Because I don't think we were winning on this Mold 4. Unless this Mold 4 is looking super promising, which it is kind of right now. My opponent could like play Gideon here, but if we draw land, we can Council's Judgment it. Well, that's rude. That's not super helpful. Does let me play Mirroring Crusader, but does not let me cast Council's Judgment, which is arguably the more important card in my hand right now. Especially if I get to like get like back to basics or something. I want to have Jace. Yep. Probably Brainstorm plus have Plow in hand. Fate Seal. Me. Okay. They could just not have the Plow and they want to stick the Jace in play but don't want to bounce this. Or they just do and they want to face seal me anyway. Cool. They left it on top. Kind of hope it's a land. Oh, well, that's the worst card in my deck. Wait, am I supposed to actually wasteland my opponent here? Maybe. I think so, actually. My lands aren't doing anything. That land taps for colorless. The only thing I would be doing is casting this Batter Skull, which is already not really working with a Jason play. I think my opponent's going to aggressively plus this Jace to try and win. And if they can't counter this Council's Judgment, I think we're good to go. Because I think my opponent's going to be giving me lands. Unless they also have Mentor here. Please don't. Damn it. Now we need to draw Plow. But they would be aggressively bottoming Plows. Not helpful. The issue is now this Mentor kills me, and this Jace kills me, and we only have one removal spell. This Gideon. Oh, jeez. Opponent just has, like, the most aggressive start Miracles can have. And also we mulled a 4. Granted, I don't think that 7 was beating this, unless we have some good draws. They topped this? Yeah, so they probably just have a Plow or something. They're just gonna get it out of the way here. Yep. Sure, back to basics me. Because I was probably supposed to tap the planes there. Not that it really mattered, because I think we were dead after the Mentor. Definitely dead after the Gideon. Mostly dead after the Mentor. We can't even Council Judgment this Jace. This is Jace. Recruiter for... Yeah, we're just dead. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Game's opponent. Game 1 was definitely interesting. I kind of want to go back and watch Game 1 again later. Game 2, not so much. We rolled a 4 and died. Or Game 2. Not so much. But Game 1 was definitely something of interest. There was a surprising amount of me coming back from a horrible, horrible Jason play for 7 turns or something. I'm curious on if I had not cast the Jite. There's a chance I could have won. So we're here where we always manage to be at the end of these streams. We are 2-2, fighting desperately to try and make our money back and get the pity chest. I don't know how I always end up here. If I'm 0-2, I will always win my next 2 matches. If I'm 2-0, I always lose my next 2. It's a curse. We can never do more than 3-2 one of these leagues. I can't remember the last time I 4-1 or even 2-3'd these legacy leagues. What's up, Yaz? We just cast... did we cast it? Yeah. We cast what is possibly the first ever Revoker naming Hoofprints of the Stag. Is that the name of that card? I should take a screenshot to tweet it. Stag. Yep, that's the one. Hoofprints of the Stag. I don't know what is this tech for? Why is this person playing 1 Hoofprints of the Stag in their deck? Whenever you draw a card, you can put a counter on it. You can pay 3, remove 4 counters, make a 4/4. Only activate this ability in your turn, so... What's your opinion on D&T versus Pile? My teammate wants me to learn to play Delver because he... think that's a wild overreaction. I mean, yeah, Pile's obviously, like, going to be favored for Death and Taxes. They just have so many good answers for what you're doing. It's definitely not, like, oh god, you're never going to beat Pile. You're definitely not favored. But, if you're, like, specifically trying to beat Pile or to dodge Pile, you definitely don't want to be on D&T. But, for reference, my record against Pile is... I actually have a 55% win rate against Pile. I've only played it 9 times, but I've won 5 of them. It's like slightly above average. But realistically, it's probably slightly below average. I'd say Pile, especially, I'd say equal skill levels, Pile's going to win more times than Death and Taxes will. But also, if it's in July, I guess Brightling's already out. Brightling is a hot new addition that I want to test, but it doesn't come out on Moto until like July. But Brightling could definitely help the Pile matchup. Although you're probably cutting Mirror Crusaders, which are already excellent on Pile, but they've kind of adapted to Mirror Crusaders at this point. I think D&T is fine. Yeah, D&T's fine. Like, people are always naysayers of, oh, D&T's like garbage. Why aren't you playing Death Rights or Brainstorms in your deck? But just like, it's still as good as it's always been. It's not necessarily that much worse. I do think you're slightly favored with Grixis. I have a 65% win rate for Grixis over 26 matches. So like, if you know what you're doing, if you play the deck, you practice it, like, I mean, that's the same of a lot of Legacy decks, essentially. If you know what you're doing, you should be fine, even with like most piles of garbage that people sometimes play in Legacy. Two Cataclysm, one Gideon. Two Gentlemen. Canonist versus Pile, interesting. We talked about this? Yeah, probably. But yeah, Cataclysm's nuts, Gideon's nuts. Oh yeah, we talked about the Seagate, I remember that. Council Judgment's great. And yeah, Sword of Splash is pretty atrocious. This end is awkward, but fine. We're gonna keep it. What you got, opponent? Munster 75. Yeah, this is fine. Let's go with the Cataclysm. Yeah. It is reasonable against Snap. Is this... Wait, okay, this is just... How do I always play against Elves round 5 of these events? How? Every single time I will just play against Elves. We're gonna source plow this. We have 2 Revokers, so we can just revoke their next. I don't understand how I always play against Elves. It's always round 5. It's always the Dream Crush round. But it's just like, oh, time to play against Elves. Your favorite matchup. Alright, well, we can revoke one of these. Oh. Alright, we'll probably have to revoke Heritage Druid. But then they still have this Birchlore Rangers, too. Actually plow Heritage Druid and play Mom? Although next turn, I think it's more efficient to play Revoker here and then plow Revoker next turn. So let's revoke Heritage Druid, hope to slow them down a little bit. The issue is that they'll just have this Birchlore Rangers now. So next turn I need to like also revoke Birchlore Rangers and then plow something. Or we could just die. 5 mana. Green Sun? 6 mana? No. I don't know what they're doing. Are they Nador? Nope. Oh, they had, what, 5, 6? They had 7 mana, actually. But it's not enough to Green Sun for anything super relevant. Never seen that Cradle Art before? Yeah, I think it's like some special online promo Cradle Art. They didn't do anything. They literally just didn't cast a spell? I guess they only have 2 cards in hand. I think I want to Wasteland this Cradle and then revoke Birchlore Rangers, though. Cradle is just exceptionally terrifying. And second Revoker turns off Birchlore Rangers. And we'll have the Plow for the Deathrite? Question mark? Dread Arbor, sure. Opponent could start attacking, yeah. There we go. Pump it. Land. Crusader? Nope. Play Mom, I guess. Do I play second Mom, or do I plow something? My opponent has 1, 2, 3, 4 mana. So I could take them off of Nat Order. Plow the Deathrite here. Or plow the Dryad Arbor. I don't think it matters which one. Deathrite has 3 cards for food, and it's a 1/2. Yeah, I'll plow the Deathrite. And it's an elf, so all those are things that add up to probably being better than the Dryad Arbor here. The Dryad Arbor is better if they rattle off a chain of, like, Wirewood Symbiotes and Quarian Rangers. To the point where they're going to activate the Dryad Arbor more than 3 times. Sure. Are they going to pump this Birchlore Rangers this time? I'm not blocking it. Well, not Mirren Crusader, but... So this Mom actually holds down the fort here. Now that my opponent can't attack unless they're attacking with multiple guys. There's a chance I'm supposed to trade my Birchlore Rangers Revoker for their Birchlore Rangers. Opponent has a lot of Heritage Druids. Can we draw a land, please? Have you ever seen the Ross Merriam losing montage? The one where he loses against Death and Taxes as elves or something? I remember seeing someone lose that matchup. So now we start attacking. And redo at 1 for Miracles for like 15 turns. Oh, my opponent's just going to hardcast Crater Hoof here because they drew a Cradle. And then we tried very hard and then died. Cool. Yeah, we're just dead. I don't know what my next card was. Oh yeah, we were not hitting that other land for a while. And this is the tune of Sound of Silence. Oh, that's so great. So yeah, like most elves matchup, or most elves games, there's a brief glimmer of hope before they just top deck the 1 card and you die. Because so many of my cards don't matter. If we had found the land, we could have recruited a Mystic, and then played the Mystic, got a Jite, and Jite'd them down, started killing off their creatures, but nope, they drew a Cradle before we drew any mana-producing land. Cut Avenger and a Wisp. I always sit here and think about putting in Cataclysm, and I never actually do it. I guess Batterskull sucks, actually. Because post-board, the games like get so board clogged, but then your board is also kind of important, so Cataclysm can be a little awkward. I was thinking about stuff like Council's Judgment even, too. I'll just run like that. My decisions probably don't matter here. Sand's okay. We've got double Revoker, double Crusader. Might just be more worth it to mulligan to hate, but on the play, these Revokers can be a little bit better. We'll just top deck Containment Priest, followed by a Thistleborn Canonist, and then everything will be fine. Llanowar Elves. Haven't seen just a normal Llanowar Elves. I will revoke it, though. I probably shouldn't F6. Opponent has Abrupt Decays in their deck now. Deathrite, sure. Cradle, sure. Glimpse, sure. Oh, jeez. Okay, opponent. Second glimpse. Yeah, we're toast. At least they can't tap any other creatures for mana here. No, they just... are they actually done? Because they can't tap this Elves. Yeah, I think they might actually be done here. We didn't just, like, horribly die. I swear opponents get better draws against free mana. Yeah, like, all your nuts draws are when you're playing against, like, the easy free roll decks. So opponent used 2 glimpses, so this Wild Sim is actually less powerful now. I'm gonna wasteland this Cradle. The question is, I think I have to revoke this Heritage Druid. I guess it's not really a question. Granted, they have Deathrite plus Wirewoods, they still have a ton of mana, but Heritage prevents their super explosive nonsense. We are just pretty toast here unless we draw Containment Priest, probably. They've burned off 2 glimpses, so Aether's not as good in terms of being able to hose their super explosive turns. Sure. Sure, again. Then I get 1 more Deathrite activation. Until they draw like a fetch land or something. 3rd glimpse, okay, sure. Alright, 3rd glimpse, 2nd cradle, that's fine. I'm not bitter. I don't know what this is for. If this is Rex Sage, your plan's not going to work out, buddy. Yeah, that is not how, it's not how Mother of Runes works. Opponent's probably still going to beat me here, but at least we get to stick it to him. Wow, they just had like the 3rd glimpse and the answer for the Revoker ready, and we're just going to go off with Middle Sentinel Heritage Druid there. Well, opponent can just hard cast a Hoof. We need to draw like a Port or another Wasteland to beat this. To beat this Gaia's Cradle. Opponent just has 9,000 mana. Opponent could probably double hoof me at this point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Actually, no, these Deathrites don't do anything anymore. Opponent still has 4 cards in hand, though, because they cast their 3rd glimpse last turn. Fintorn Elves, sure. Damn them for diversifying their 1-drop mana dork threats. Yeah, opponent's just gonna hardcast a Hoof here. Or green Sun for a Hoof here. Sure, yeah, whatever. Natural Order for a Hoof. We have a Mirror Crusader. That's basically the same thing. They're playing Regal Force. I mean, that would have done it too. Alright, let's see exactly how negative we go. I don't no, the Dread Arbor doesn't have haste. I'll block none of it. Negative 100. 66 only. Weak. Come on, opponent. You can do better than that. Alright. Elves is now 8 matches. 20 games. 5 wins and 14 losses. We are 1-7 against Elves. Very, very, very bad matchup. Just the worst. Negative 66, yes. Where is the... Oh, wait, did it go away? Yep, opponent, really thrashed us there. So, what happened today? We started off 2-0, like we always do, and then we lost our next 2 rounds, like we also always do, and then our 5th round was against Elves. It's a very, very normal league today. We beat Red-Black Reanimator, we beat Omni-Sneak, then we lost to 4-color Loam, lost to Miracles, and then lost to Elves. So that's kind of normal. These are all things that I would kind of expect. The Miracles matchup's definitely not bad, but we got pretty unlucky. And I do need to go back and look at that game 1. That game 1 was very weird, and I think... I don't know, the opponent's deck was weird. They had a Hoof Prince of the Stag in their deck. Upside, though, we got to name Hoof Prince of the Stag with Phyrexian Revoker for probably first time in Legacy history. Struggling against Shardless a while. And that was a thing. I got this card shot as weekly. It's actually all Elves and Shardless on one guy on Felcher. That's you pick up your Rishadan ports and Thalias, and you're like, yeah, no. Goodbye. I remember Shardless. I wish Shardless... I'd rather play against Shardless than Pile, that's for sure. So that RPTQ, yeah. Let's play the RPTQ instead. I mean, it would have gone better than today, at least. We can't play against Elves in the RPTQ. Well, can we? I don't know. There's not enough Elves to play an Elves deck in Standard, right? But, like, Atlanta War Elf Steel Leaf Champion, that's basically an Elves deck. But in that format, I'm playing, like, the Grixis Delver. I'm on Mono Red. I guess that's not Grixis Delver, though, because Red-Black's Grixis Delver. But anyway. How did today go? Oh, yeah, we just got horribly, horribly bodied. We started 2-0, and we went 2-2, like with every single time I stream Legacy. And then our 5th round was against Elves, which happens a disproportionate amount of the time. We play against Elves in exactly round 5 of the Legacy leagues. And then we died horribly to Elves as well. We beat Red-Black, we beat Omni-Sneak, we lost to 4-color Loam and Miracles, and lost to Elves. So we went 2-3. Not great, not a great day. But you can't win them all. We didn't play against, like, mostly things we wanted to play. It happens. Elves is my white whale. I mean, Elves is every Death and Taxes player's white whale, but I don't know. It keeps dream crushing me around 5 and it feels bad. Like, at least we can play against it like round 1. It's like, okay, I will accept my fate and I'll move on with the rest of my league. But then it's always like, all right, we're 2-2. We gotta fight for this last win here, get this pity chest, and then it's always green fetch land, fetch basic forest, Deathrite Shaman, and then turn to Heritage Druid, whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna find someone to host here and end the stream. Ooh, Card Kingdom's got weekly legacy going on in paper. Neat. Might host that. They got like 150 people watching, but Elves Existence stickers are legacy tree. Thanks for the stream. You're welcome. Always happy to stream. Even if we get horribly crushed, it's always fun to play. Never really a bad time. Our deck, I mean, most decks exist to crush the souls of some deck out there. I'm sure our sneak opponent was not happy to play against Death and Taxes today. Let's find someone. Is anyone playing Legacy besides? No, I'm not hosting Belcher. Get out of here. Oh, this person. Oh, they're playing Legacy Death and Taxes. Sweet. They only have two viewers. Let's get that. Let's show them some love. So let's wrap it up here real quick, and I can host this fellow TVing. Anyhow, thank you everybody for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the stream tonight, even though we got brutally murdered by elves, as per tradition. If you enjoy the content, you want to see more of it, you can hit the follow button. It costs you totally nothing, helps you find my content, helps you know when I'm going live, helps other people find my content. If you really want to support the stream, you can subscribe or donate. Subscriptions get you the Thalia emote in the sideboard, and also the Yaz is showing off. Donations, I'll be more than happy to play whatever, if you want to see a certain like deck, or Death and Taxes deck in a certain format, certain color splash, certain featured card, whatever, you name it, and I will try to make it happen. I don't have any like stream sponsors or anything, so this is all out of my own pocket. But I'm certainly interested in trying out new things. Anyhow, we're going to call the stream here. Tomorrow is going to be probably Modern Thalia Stompy. And then Wednesday's probably going to be Eldrazi Taxes, like it usually is. So we'll probably go back to Legacy content on Thursday, if I have a stream Thursday, which I might not. But we'll figure that out as the week progresses. Anyway, thank you all for joining me today. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. So we're going to go host this other Legacy Death and Taxes player. And I will catch you guys all tomorrow.